Welcome to Pattaya Info, your trusted window into the real heartbeat of Thailand, where every story reflects truth, community, and life as it truly unfolds across Pattaya and Chonburi. Thank you for joining us tonight as we bring you a series of stories that blend urgency, humanity, and reflection. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let's begin our journey through the latest events that shape this vibrant city. First, a shocking discovery inside an abandoned Thai barbecue restaurant in Jam Tien. Authorities in Banglamung, working in close coordination with Pattaya City Police, have dismantled what they describe as a small but active drug distribution hub hidden in plain sight behind the rusted walls of an old Mukhata restaurant. The operation began after residents filed complaints through the broken-down Banglamung Direct Line, a hotline that allows locals to report illegal activity anonymously. People in the neighborhood had grown suspicious of late-night visitors, motorcycles coming and going, and gatherings inside the seemingly deserted building. When officers finally moved in, they discovered two suspects and seized methamphetamine pills and crystal meth, cleverly stashed behind corrugated iron sheets and old furniture. One of the men, known as Bangem, had been living in a makeshift shack behind the restaurant. An undercover officer approached him, purchasing 10 yaba pills as evidence before the arrest team stormed the site. Investigators found 113 more pills, along with 1.4 grams of crystal meth, plus marked money from the controlled buy. During questioning, the suspect revealed the name of his supplier, YAI, who soon arrived on a motorcycle, carrying additional drugs. When he saw police, he tried to flee, tossing his bag aside, but was captured after a brief, tense chase through narrow alleys. Inside his bag were more plastic packets of yaba and ice. Later, a search of his rented room uncovered even more narcotics, bringing the total seizure to 152 pills and more than 4 grams of meth. Officials praised the operation as an example of effective cooperation between local residents and law enforcement. Next, an even larger drug bust that has drawn national attention. In what police are calling a major victory against organized narcotics networks, Pattaya investigators under the nationwide drug sweeping operation campaign arrested a 23-year-old dealer linked to regional distribution lines stretching far beyond Chonburi. The suspect, Mr. Chanyut On Songkram, was arrested at his home in Nong Plalai sub-district. Inside, police found an astonishing haul of more than 1,300 grams of crystal meth, 82 grams of ketamine, and around 17,000 methamphetamine pills. Authorities say the amount seized could supply hundreds of users across Pattaya's entertainment zones. The raid followed weeks of intelligence gathering and surveillance. Officers arranged a sting operation, sending an informant to buy a small bag of ketamine. Once the suspect handed it over, the arrest team closed in, uncovering the massive stash hidden in walls, cabinets, and even under furniture. At a press conference later that day, Police Colonel Anek Saratongyu said this man was not just a dealer, he was a central distributor feeding multiple street-level sellers in the area. He emphasized that Pattaya remains a focus point for the national crackdown and vowed that law enforcement will continue working around the clock to dismantle these networks. The total street value of the seized drugs is estimated at over 10 million baht, approximately $300,000. Officials added that Chanyut's arrest is part of a broader series of operations that have already led to more than 50 arrests in the past month. Investigations are now expanding northward, tracing the flow of drugs through provincial routes and logistics companies. And now, a reminder of how a single reckless decision can plunge an entire community into darkness. Early Tuesday morning, a 64-year-old man crashed his Ford Everest SUV into a high-voltage power pole inside a quiet housing estate, knocking out electricity across the neighborhood. The incident happened around 4 a.m. near the highway police station along Route 7. Rescue teams from the Chonburi Worker Foundation arrived within minutes, finding the front of the vehicle crushed and the driver trapped behind the wheel. Identified as Mr. Supanan Oncham, the driver told police that he had been drinking earlier that night and simply blacked out. He suffered chest pain from hitting the steering wheel and was rushed to Bangkok Hospital Pattaya for treatment. Power company crews worked for several hours to replace the damaged pole, finally restoring electricity just after sunrise. Police are still reviewing CCTV footage to determine the exact sequence of events and whether additional charges will be filed. This accident once again highlights Thailand's ongoing struggle with drunk driving, a cause of thousands of injuries and fatalities every year. Authorities are urging all motorists to plan ahead, use designated drivers, or rely on public transport after drinking. In Lamchabong, another tragedy tells a story of loneliness and addiction. A 39-year-old municipal worker, identified as Mr. C. Thung Pol, was found dead on a hammock behind his workplace early Monday morning. He had been living there for 3 days after his wife told him to leave home due to his drinking problem. When colleagues arrived for work, they thought he was asleep. But when they tried to wake him, his body was already cold and stiff. Police believe he had been dead for at least 10 hours before discovery. His wife, Mrs. Neat Surya, later told officers that her husband had struggled with alcoholism for years. After another argument, she locked him out and sent his clothes to his workplace, hoping the separation would make him reconsider his habits. She suspected he might have stopped drinking suddenly, which can cause severe shock or heart failure in heavy drinkers. Investigators found no signs of struggle and preliminarily ruled out foul play. The body was sent for autopsy, while relatives prepared religious funeral rites to honor him. Health experts note that sudden withdrawal from alcohol can be life-threatening, especially for long-term users, underscoring the need for medical supervision when attempting to quit. It is a somber reminder that addiction is not just a personal issue, but a community one. And finally, a moment of peace and reflection in Pattaya, as thousands came together for Loy Krathong. On Wednesday night, under a calm November sky, Thai and foreign residents gathered at temples, parks, and reservoirs to celebrate the Light of Festival while paying tribute to Her Royal Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother. This year's celebration was notably quieter. Pattaya City requested that no krathongs be floated into the sea to protect the environment and maintain respect during the mourning period. Instead, participants released their krathongs into still inland waters, their candles shimmering like golden stars across the lakes. Entertainment events and concerts were canceled, but the absence of loud music gave way to a deeper atmosphere of gratitude and remembrance. Families prayed together, couples made wishes, and children watched as their small banana leaf boats drifted away, carrying hopes for renewal. Local police and volunteers maintained security throughout the evening, ensuring safety and preventing overcrowding. Many described the night as both solemn and beautiful, a testament to Thailand's enduring spirit and respect for its royal family. As one elderly participant told reporters, "When we float the krathong, we let go of our sorrow and invite peace to return to our hearts." It was, in every sense, a night of unity, memory, and light. And that concludes tonight's extended update from Pattaya Info, the channel that brings you closer to the real stories of Thailand. If you enjoyed this report, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join us again tomorrow for more truth, compassion, and connection straight from the streets of Pattaya and beyond. Thank you for watching, and good night.